God provides the sacrifice we cannot. A pattern established since the dawn of time. In fact, did you know that the very first animal sacrifice was made by God? After their fall in the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve sew fig leaves together to cover their shame. But as you can imagine, the thin fig leaves didn't do much to help. It's safe to assume that their efforts to cover up their shame just made things worse. When God found them, he should have struck them down and started again. But God does something totally unexpected. He kills an animal and clothes Adam and Eve in its skin. The first animal sacrifice was performed not to God, but by God. Some even believe it was in fact a lamb that was slain. I'm not sure it matters much, since what is important is that God made the covering for Adam and Eve. A similar theme follows in the story of Abraham and Isaac. God asks Abraham to sacrifice Isaac, his only son. Abraham is naturally reluctant to, but despite his reluctance, he resolves to obey God. Isaac is clued in enough to ask where the sacrificial lamb is, and Abraham nervously tells him that the Lord will provide. The mountain is climbed, Abraham's palms sweating. He ties up Isaac, sets up the altar, pulls out his knife, and before striking the final blow, the angel of the Lord stops him. At that moment, he sees a ram caught in a thicket and realizes that God has provided a sacrifice for him. God has again provided the sacrifice for mankind. So just like with Abraham, God has provided a sacrifice for you and for me. And just like the ram, that sacrifice will save us. The sacrifice of God's very own Son.